Front, you have Hindalco not reacting well, 1% loss coming in for this particular metal counter. Dr. Reddy's Lab also with about a percent loss. Remember that this particular pharma major will be reporting its results next week itself. So ahead of the numbers, also seeing a bit of a sideways reaction. Wipro also not doing well, 1% downtick. Majority of the brokerages have given out a sell call following its June quarter performance, where the EBITDA margins have come down to about a 15-quarter low, and that is what has disappointed the street, and that's why you can see the result reaction with about 1% loss for Wipro as well. Max Healthcare, Cipla, Apollo Hospital, some of the other pharma stocks in the losing end, seeing a loss of about 0.8%. So yes, those were some of the names from the top losers and gainers on the large caps front. Let's take a quick check of how the mid caps have been doing. Relaxo Footwear with about 20% gains. Federal Bank reacting well to its results. Kalyan Jewellers, definitely one of the top performers for this so far this week. It's doing well with about 5.5% gains. Bharat Forge also doing well with about 4% gains. On the losers front, you have Nalco with about 4% loss. Hitachi Energy, Gland Pharma, Kia Industries, some of the names from the mid-cap losers front. So yes, let's discuss some more about markets, the last minutes of the trade and how you should be positioned going from here on. I'll quickly go across to my first guest of the show. We have Nilesh Jain, who's the head VP, Derivative and Technical Research at Centrum Finverse, joining us to discuss about, of course, what the technical setup for the market looks like at the current juncture. So yes, we'll just get Nilesh in a bit. But yes, Nilesh, good afternoon. So good to have you. We've seen that the headline index has logged weekly gains, but today it's been fairly a good session for the markets. How would you see? How would you sum up this week's trade? And of course, what should we watch out next week?
Very good afternoon to you, Lavisha. Well, absolutely, a very good breakout is visible on the chart. At least on a weekly closing basis, we are closing at a high point of the day. So that's a big positive. And another positive development that we have seen is the leadership is coming from the banking space, where the Bank Nifty has surpassed 58,000 mark, and looks like it is likely to close above 58,400 levels as well. So overall, earlier we saw that Bank Nifty was leading, and in fact today on a weekly closing basis, it has outperformed the Nifty index so far. We are expecting this leadership to continue on the upside towards 59,000 to 59,500, and the base has shifted to 58,000. Now coming to the Nifty index, similarly we have seen a very good breakout. The Nifty was stuck in a very tight range of 24,000, 24,200. Now today it has given a good breakout from that particular range, and it is likely to move towards 24,500 to 24,600 going forward. So overall, the broader setup looks positive. Buy and decline should be the strategy. And the broader markets, however, today are witnessing some bit of underperformance. But I believe once this profit taking and consolidation gets over, some bit of buying interest will emerge in the broader markets as well.
Okay, got it. Broader markets also here is something that is positive on. What about the small cap index, Nilesh? It's snapped, it's broken its 5 week of consecutive gains. Can we expect some consolidation?
Well, absolutely. In fact, Nifty mid-cap and small caps are underperforming today compared to the benchmark indices. But yes, the broader setup still looks strong. As far as Nifty small cap index is concerned, it is merely 1.5 to 2% away from hitting a new record high. So overall, the structure looks like a buy and decline, and it is also trading well over its all long-term and short-term moving averages. So we can expect a move towards 19,600 to 19,800 going forward, and 19,000 is acting as a very strong support zone for the Nifty small cap index. So yes, both Nifty small cap and mid caps are still looking better, and we may see some bit of buying interest getting emerged in the coming week in the broader markets as well.
Okay, all right. Buying interest can emerge in the broader end of the markets too. But yes, let's talk about some of the IT stocks in particular. Nifty IT has been soaring in today's trading session, and we had two key results which got reported yesterday. One was your Wipro and Tech Mahindra. Let's talk first about Wipro. This particular stock is one of the top Nifty losers, and it's reacted negatively after we have seen that the EBIT margins fell to a 15-quarter low because of the wage hike impact. And despite the company signing a bulk of large deals in the quarter, the company has remained cautious on the ramp up of deals and reminded of weak discretionary spending. And that's a result why several of the brokerages have turned bearish. Jefferies has shared a lowest target price, saying that the company has struggled to grow organic revenues for the 3 years, and the FY27 is unlikely to be different as well. So that's why they remain quite cautious, and that's the reason why you can see Wipro seeing a slide of about 2%. Nilesh, your call for Wipro, and of course, what levels should we watch out next?
Well, Wipro has been one of the underperformer in the Nifty IT space, and the structure still looks weak, and there could be possibility that it may consolidate in a range of 170 to 180. So that's the 10-point trading range for the Wipro as of now. But the broader setup is still not looking that great. We may see some bit of a pullback since it has witnessed some bit of underperformance. So quite possible going forward, we may see a kind of a pullback more towards 180. But overall, if somebody wants to play the IT space, specifically the large cap IT names, then I would still like to go with the stocks like Tech Mahindra, TCS. These are the counters which are still looking better placed, and we expect this sort of outperformance to continue in that particular counter.
Okay, got it, got it. Nilesh, your call on Tech Mahindra, of course, the next target level that we need to watch out for. It's one of the top Nifty gainers today.
Right, Lavisha, as mentioned, Tech Mahindra has a better setup. It is trading well over its long-term, short-term moving averages. Today, we have seen a good price and volume breakout, and also on derivative front, we have seen build up on the long side as well. So the setup looks positive for 1620, 1660 kind of target on the upside, keeping a stop loss below 15 to 1520. One can go long on dips, and gradually we can see this counter moving towards 1700 plus as well.
1700 plus as well for Tech Mahindra. That's the next target level that we'll be watching out for. But yes, remember guys that 5 major banks will be reporting results tomorrow. We have HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Yes Bank. All of these numbers will be getting reported tomorrow itself. But from a technical perspective, Nilesh, what looks attractive to you, and of course any names that you would like to point out for us?
Well, absolutely. The banking names are doing well today. We are witnessing a strong sort of buying interest in the stocks like ICICI Bank. A fresh breakout is visible on the chart. So, a very good setup can be seen in ICICI Bank. We may see a follow-up move towards 1470, 1490 on the upside and keeping a stop loss below 1425. ICICI Bank is something that is looking positive. And apart from that, even if you see counters like Kotak Bank, where we have seen a very good momentum in today's trading session, it was kind of underperforming, but today we have seen a very good price spurt. Quite possible it may move towards 400 to 410 on the upside. So keeping a stop loss below 371 can remain long. And another index heavyweight counter, that's HDFC Bank. Although not witnessing that kind of momentum in today's trading session, but yes, it can be accumulated as a positional bet for upside target of 900 plus positionally, and can be added on declines in the portfolio, keeping a stop loss below 770.
Okay, all right. Those are your calls for some of the banks. But let's also talk about Federal Bank. The stock is at the day's high level at the current juncture. It's reacting well to its Q1 numbers. We have seen that core income, profitability growth, asset quality, all of them have remained quite stable for the June quarter. Your call on Federal Bank, Nilesh, and of course the stock is at above 7% gains today.
Lavisha, if you pull up last 6-year chart, you can clearly see on the weekly time frame, the counter has been trading in a high top and high bottom formation. One of the outperformer trading in a secular uptrend and still looks strong today, scale to a fresh record highs. I feel there is still some more left on the upside, maybe 360, 370 kind of levels we may see going forward. So from a fresh entry perspective, it's not advisable to chase the momentum since counter is already up about 7%. So the risk and reward is not looking that favorable. Better strategy would be to wait for some bit of decline, maybe towards 335, 330 can be a good entry point, keeping a stop loss below 325. One can go long on declines, and if somebody is already holding the long position, can ride this momentum towards 360 to 370 by keeping a trailing stop loss.
Okay, all right. That's your call for Federal Bank. But yes, let's move on and talk about some of the stocks which was well analyzed by our MC Pro team today. We'll first touch base about 361 VAM. This particular stock has been rallying in today's trading session, seeing about 3% gains after the company delivered a strong Q1 performance. We have seen that top line has grown by about 20%, PAT has risen by about 15% on a year-on-year basis, and that was contributed by improving cost to income and a tangible ROE, which is why the stock is also doing well in today's trading session. Nilesh, your call for 361 VAM. How does the technical setup look like for this particular counter? Because despite today's rally, in the past 1 month, the stock has remained completely in a snooze mode.
Right, Lavisha, 361, which is currently trading at 1115 rupees. And if you look at the broader structure, is not looking that promising because the stock is still trading in a tight range. 1150 is acting as a very strong barrier, whereas the 1050 is acting as a kind of a support. So that's a very tight 100-point trading range. It is trading exactly in between this particular range. So better, strategy would be to either wait for a breakout above 1150 that will give a confirmation of a further upside move towards 1200, or buy near support. Maybe if you see any dip towards 1050, that can be a good entry point from a risk and reward perspective. But at current level, there is no trade.
Okay, no trade for 361 VAM. All right, we'll be watching how this stock behaves in the coming sessions. But yes, let's talk about the next stock in focus, which the Pro team has analyzed today. That's your Vijay Diagnostics. The stock is seeing a sharp fall in today's trading session, and that appears to be driven by some bit of a profit booking. So over the past 3 months, the stock has already rallied by about 30%, and definitely this is coming in. This correction follows a strong rally at the current juncture. So yes, that's your Vijay Diagnostics at the current moment, seeing a sharp fall of about 5%. Nilesh, your call for Vijay Diagnostic. Of course, the stock so far this year has seen about 30% rally, but can we see further momentum or some consolidation down the line?
Vijaya Diagnostic has already witnessed a strong momentum in the recent time, but today looks like a profit-taking session, and it has taken support at its 50 DMA exactly at 1350. We have seen counter making today's low and witnessed some bit of a rebound. But looking at the broader setup, there could be possibility that we may see once again some bit of buying interest in this particular counter, and it may move towards 1400 plus again. But yes, having said that, just in case if it breaks below its 50 DMA, quite possible that it may consolidate in the range of 1250 to 1350. But as of now, the better strategy would be to either wait for a confirmation of a trend reversal, or if you get dipped towards 1250, that can be a good entry point.
Okay, all right. Those were the two stocks that was analyzed by our MC Pro team today. But yes, let's move on and talk about more stocks in specific. We have Geo Financial shares which have done well, given that the company has reported good growth across the parameters. Both PAT as well as the net interest income has doubled on a year-on-year basis. And we had brokerage firm Motilal Oswal giving out a buy call, seeing about 30% upside from the current level. So yes, Geo Financial holding up well, 2.5% gains. Nilesh, your call after the numbers and of course what lies ahead?
A very good breakout, I would say, in this particular counter from a major falling trend line. And if it is closes about 240, which looks likely, then we can expect a gradual uptick towards 250 to 255 in the near term. So overall, the setup has turned positive after today's breakout. But today we saw a big gap up opening. So that gap area is likely to act as important support. If somebody is looking to make a fresh entry, I think that's the current level. One can go long, keeping a stop loss below 233. The setup for the near term looks positive.
Okay, setup looks positive from the near-term basis. That's your Geo Financial. But let's address JSW Steel as well. The company has just reported numbers, and we have seen that the net profit has more than doubled to about 4,696 crore rupees, and that has beaten what the street was anticipating. That's the reason why the stock is at the day's high point today with about a percent gains. Even revenue, for that matter, that has risen by about 10% on a year-on-year basis. So yes, both bottom line and top line performance looks quite healthy for this particular counter. Nilesh, your call for JSW Steel and of course how the stock has been reacting to its good Q1 numbers?
After the numbers, we saw some bit of volatility and rebound as well from the lower levels. It has a very strong support at 1200, that's the long-term 200-day moving average. So the broader structure is looking more sort of a sideways unless it doesn't break about 1260. We can expect counter to trade in the range of 1200 to 1260. So that's the 60-point trading range for JSW Steel as of now. There is no clear trade as of now. So just in case if it breaks the resistance, then one can go long in this particular counter.
Okay, all right. One can go long in this particular counter. That's your JSW Steel reacting well to its Q1 numbers. All right, what another stock which is not reacting well to its numbers, that's your CEAT. That's seeing a sharp fall of about 7% after we have seen that the net profit has plunged by about 96% on a year-on-year basis. Despite revenue rising, and of course the EBITDA has also declined by about 6%, and even margins that has contracted by about 250 basis points, which is why the stock has been negative today, 7% slide for CEAT at the current moment. Coming to you, Nilesh, of course, the stock has been reacting negatively to its Q1 performance. But from the current juncture, can we expect lower levels?
Well, today we have seen a kind of a breakdown after gap down opening. The counter is sustaining well below its long-term 200-day moving average, which is placed at 3650 levels. On the lower side, we can expect some bit of follow-up selling towards 3500 to 3450 going forward. So the structure is looking sideways to weak as of now. And just in case if it witness some bit of pullback, maybe towards 3600, that's the resistance zone where we may see once again selling pressure getting emerged.
Okay, all right, that's your see it for you. But yes, let's move on and talk about one of the heavyweight stock for the day. That's your Reliance Industries. It will be reporting results after market hours today. We have the CNBC TV 18 poll that anticipates that the company will be reporting a 4% growth on a sequential basis. EBITDA is expected to grow by about 4% sequentially, but margins, that is likely to remain stable at about 15%. Now, what is driving the growth during the quarter? That is likely to be led by a strong O2C business and the recovery which is seen in the retail vertical. But yes, the stock has been reacting well ahead of the results. 2.5% gains for Reliance Industries. Nilesh, your call for Reliance, and of course, how does the technical setup look like from the near term?
Well, Avisha, some bit of positive development that we are witnessing today. After a long time, this particular counter has reclaimed its 50-day moving average on the closing basis. So that's a positive for this underline, and we can expect a follow-up move towards 1350 to 1370. We have already seen a lot of underperformance and consolidation in this particular counter. Now, after forming a base, today we are witnessing a fresh breakout with a good volume action. So the setup has turned positive with a good OI buildup of close to 2%. So we may see a follow-up move towards 1350, 1370 in the short run.
Okay, all right. That's your Reliance Industries for you. The stock is reacting well ahead of the numbers with about 2.5% gain. So yes, so we'll get to that in a bit. But yes, let's also talk about one of the top Nifty mid-cap gainers of the day. That's your Kalyan Jewellers. Once again doing well, 5.5% gains coming in for this jewelry maker. Nilesh, your call for Kalyan Jewellers, of course, so far this week, it has been quite spectacular for this particular counter. It's been an outperformer this week itself. Can we expect higher levels from the current market price?
Well, absolutely, Lavisha. See, in this week, it surged near about 20%. But if you see in July month so far, it has risen somewhere around 48%. So that's a huge jump that we have seen. And with that kind of a rally in last 7-8 session, the counter has reached its over territory. There could be possibility we may see some bit of profit taking. Hence, it's not advisable to chase the momentum by taking long position at the slightly elevated, and a better strategy would be to buy on dips. If you get any dip towards 540, 530, that can be a good entry point, or buy in a staggered manner. That's the call, and we can expect further momentum towards 600 plus.
Okay, further momentum towards 600 plus can be expected for Kalyan Jewellers. But yes, so far this week, this has been an outperformer from the mid-cap index. But yes, we'll just get the last trades. On your screen, we have Nifty closing quite strongly at the day's high level. 24,346. That's where we are at with about 270 points gain and a percent gains coming in for the benchmark index. So with that, we have seen that the benchmark index is logged in a weekly gain. And even Sensex, for that matter, seeing a surge of about 1,000 points. So despite the geopolitical tensions and the weak global cues that we saw overnight, and of course this morning itself, we have managed to defy the global mood, and we have surged ahead of, despite the kind of tepid news that we started off with. But yes, the main takeaway is still that the market breadth continues to be weaker. It's still weighing towards the declines, and VIX continues to remain at elevated levels with about 2% gains at the current moment. But yes, overall, you can see that the financial and IT stocks, that has helped the market to and of course the headline index to see a surge in today's trading session. If you look at the Bank Nifty index, that's up by about 1.5%. Even Nifty IT, for that matter, that's up by about 1.5%. So yes, with that, we have seen that Nifty IT has been rallying for the third consecutive session. It's up by about 1.5%. And then you have the likes of Nifty Realty Index also holding up well. A percent gains coming in for there. Nifty Auto has also settled the day in the green. And on the losing side, you have Nifty Consumer Durables that is seeing some bit of a profit booking after largely it has been one of the top sectoral movers for this week itself. Nifty Metal also seeing a slide of about 0.5%. With that, we've seen that Nifty Metal has clocked its 4th day of consecutive loss. Even Nifty Pharma Index, that is also seeing some bit of a sideways action, 1% decline coming in for the pharma index. But yes, like I was mentioning, both the broader end of the markets, the mid caps and the small caps, they have closed in the negative territory. And with that, we've seen that both of these indices have logged a weekly loss of about 1% each. But yes, apart from that, you can see that the top gainers on the Nifty 50, that includes Tech Mahindra Bank reacting well to its results, 4% gains coming in for this particular counter. Kotak Mahindra Bank also doing well. Geo Financial, TCS, Reliance Industries, ICICI Bank, some of the other gainers on the Nifty 50 index. And on the losers front, you have Hindalco with about 1% loss. Dr. Reddy's is also not holding up well. Wipro, Sun Pharma, Apollo Hospitals, all of them seeing some bit of a downtick, some bit of a cool off with about 1% drop. So yes, those were some of the top gainers and losers on the large caps front. Coming to you, Nilesh, for Dr. Reddy's, the stock is seeing a slide of about 1%. Overall, the pharma basket has been subdued today, but ahead of the numbers, what's your call for Dr. Reddy's?
Well, Lavisha, Dr. Reddy has already given a breakdown earlier, and the structure is still looking weak. So we may see further downtick going forward, maybe towards 1180, 1150 kind of levels might be tested. So structure is not looking that promising, and specifically Dr. Reddy has been one of the underperformers, so it's an avoid.
Okay, and avoid for Dr. Reddy's. All right, just one last question before I let you go, Nilesh. What are your top picks? What are you finding attractive?
In this week, in fact, today we saw very good momentum in the realty space. So realty space is looking positive within that particular pocket. If you see counters like Lodha, Prestige, both the stocks are showing strength and momentum. We expect these counters are to do well. Even DLF has witnessed a good momentum. So specifically, Prestige is something that is looking attractive at current level, keeping a stop loss below 1650. One can go long for upside target of 1720 to 1740. And apart from that, IT space is doing well, specifically large cap names like TCS, Tech Mahindra. Both these counters have witnessed a very strong rebound this week. So TCS has given a good close on the weekly basis. We can expect a move towards 2300 to 2340 on the upside. By keeping a stop loss below 2230, one can go long in TCS as well.
Okay, one can go long on TCS as well. And of course, Nifty Realty looks attractive at the current juncture. All right, Nilesh, with that, we have to let you go. But thank you so much for your time and, of course, joining us.
Thank you, Lavisha.